Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right, the blessing of abundance. The blessings of abundance. So this month we're focusing on being grateful for our blessings. It's an appropriate month for that, being November. For the past 2 weeks, I've used a wise Yiddish adage as our theme quote, and I've been the one to quote it each week. Can anybody quote it for me this morning? Remember what I've quoted? The Yiddish adage?
I wasn't here last week.
I
wasn't here last week.
Okay.
It wasn't that.
It wasn't that. No. All right, it is. And pay attention, because there may be a quiz next week. If we thanked God for the good things, there wouldn't be time to weep over the bad. If we thanked God for the good things, there wouldn't be time to weep over the bad. So, okay, and as I said, may need to know this next week, because there might be a little prize, something that we may have, if I remember. If you can quote it. This month we've been filling our time with gratitude as we thank God for our many blessings and watch them increase tenfold. We've focused on the blessings of friendship and health. Today, as we prepare for this Thanksgiving holiday, we gather to give thanks for the many ways in which we are abundantly provided. Abundantly provided. And I have to say, just reading the stories about those who are, homeless now or have lost everything, or even the transient homeless, that have no place as it gets colder and wetter and everything. I am so thankful for everything that I have. So, to kick this off, I want to begin today with a congregant activity. Are you guys up for it?
Yes.
Are you ready to participate? All right. So, it's something I've done anyway, in our treatment workshops when we do workshops on giving treatments, and it's called a gratitude pop-up. And I want you to all start right now and think of a few moments about all of the abundance that you have in your life right now, all of the abundance in whatever areas that you choose: friends, health, ideas, love, creativity, money, purpose, clients, etc. Get a few things in mind. And this is how the gratitude pop-up works. We're going to become like human popcorn. You know how when the kernels begin to pop and they get hot and then they go pop, 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 right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to pop up. I want you to pop up when I point to you. Say very quickly one abundant thing that you are grateful for today. Okay? And then I'm going to point to somebody else. All right? So you have to stand up and say what you're grateful for.
Okay.
Come on, we can do it. All right, ready? All right, let's go.
I'm grateful for my family.
Okay.
I'm grateful for my family.
I'm grateful for Suzanne and the rest of my family.
Carol.
I'm grateful for my friends.
I'm grateful for my family.
Okay. I just said it.
You get to do it again.
Oh, well, I'm grateful that I have enough of finances, although you can always have more, but I'm satisfied.
Abundance, friends.
I'm grateful for my awareness.
Grateful that I woke up this morning.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for my church.
All right. Very good. All right. Wasn't that fun?
How about you?
I am grateful for the support that I have been receiving this entire week and the continued support I receive from everyone that I love. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful that all of my needs are met at all times. It's good. It's good. Okay. So stop now for a moment and feel the vibration. Didn't that just pick up the vibration in the room? Yeah. It feels a little lighter, doesn't it? Inviting, energized. I can just hear the universe humming with excitement with the wider openings for abundance that we have created with this activity. When you put energy into something, the energy has to go somewhere. It doesn't just go away. So the more energized we feel about it, the more it really takes effect. Because here's a spiritual truth. We live in a sea of inexhaustible substance. Substance is the invisible essence, the living energy, or the pure potential that stands behind all form. Here's a very important thing to understand. God does not give us the substance to meet our dreams and desires. No, God is the ever-present, invisible substance that is ready to pour into form. But we have to create that form. And when we get in vibrational alignment with our dreams and desires, it has to pour forth into those forms. Our dreams and our desires are the forms for which substance fills. That's the way that life works. Can I get a thank you, God, on that one?
Thank you, God.
All right. So do you want more abundance in your life?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Then begin by being grateful. The quote from the 13th century German mystic Meister Eckhart always pops up this time of year, and I just saw it on Facebook. He wrote, "If the only prayer you ever said was, 'Thank you,' that would suffice." If that was the only prayer you ever said. And you felt in this room the wonderful vibration of gratitude just a few moments ago. In fact, I still feel it. It's still resonating. Or maybe it's just cold. Can you turn the heater back up? This morning I want to share with you 4 really practical, specific ways that you can set up the vibration of gratitude around abundance. It takes paying attention to what's going on inside of you or coming out of your mouth, and then making a conscious shift. But I have all the confidence in the world that each one of us is up to this. So, these are the four areas. The first one is attitude about another's success. The second is attitude about a big bill that just suddenly arrives. Number 3, attitude about money in general. And number 4, attitude when you have a need. So we're going to start with number 1, attitude about another's success. Have you ever had the experience where a friend of yours was telling you about something really wonderful that happened to him or her, a great abundance or a blessing, and you heard yourself say, maybe aloud or muttered under your breath, or maybe just in your head, "Gee, it must be nice. Gee, it must be nice." Do you realize that when you do that, you are proclaiming, even if you just, said it in a joking manner, that you can't even imagine what it would be like to have or to do whatever it is that they have received or achieved. And you were implying that you likely won't ever. I ask you, do you really think that the energy and the vibration you put into the universal soup of creativity will create a life of dreams and desires fulfilled? That's from Mike Dooley. So I ask, what could you say instead that would create an energy of joy and gratitude in you and put you in the vibrational alignment with whatever abundant dreams that you have? What could you say instead? Any ideas?
Good for you. Great.
Yeah, that's great.
I am
Fantastic.
so grateful for your success.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. I am so happy for you and grateful for the way that God works. Congratulations. How thankful I am for God's
I
blessings.
know, I'm glad. I've never thought otherwise.
Right. Way to go. You must be so grateful, and I'm grateful for you. And that reminds me of that story of the little boy who was walking, and I don't remember the whole story, but he's in New York, and he's walking up and down, and he looks up in the penthouse, and he sees a beautiful chandelier, and people gathered around, and he just can look through the window and see the beautiful furniture and the furnishings up there, and he says, "That's for me. That's for me." Because if it is true for one person, it must be true for all, because that's how the law works. So seeing that somebody has something doesn't mean that there's less for you. It just means that, hey, look, if it can be true for them, it must be able to be true for me too. So that's a good reminder for us. And by the way, it is okay to correct yourself in mid-sentence when you catch yourself saying things like, "Oh, it must be nice," because I do it all the time. Number 2, attitude about a big bill. Okay, who's gotten a big bill that has just kind of knocked your socks off occasionally here or there? All right, have you ever groaned or had a moment of panic when a cashier or technician adds up a particularly large bill? Or when you receive a large statement in the mail? Take yourself back to a moment such as just that for a second. What were you thinking? If you are concerned, wondering how in the world you're going to pay for this in that moment, you are tapping into a belief you hold about money. That money is tight and hard to come by, and that the prospect of things changing in this regard is slim to none. And I will tell you, I once had this feeling that every time we would have like an abundance come to us, or this windfall, that what would follow right up was a bill that would wipe out that windfall. And I thought, okay, I'm going to have to change my thinking about this, because I'm affirming that I have all this abundance and it's coming to me, and then I've got some belief that that's taking it right back, and that went on for a little bit until I shifted my thinking on that. So to spark change, it must come from within. It's not nobody out there is going to do it. We've got to be the ones to be our own change agents here. It must exist in thought in spite of the circumstances that presently surround you. You know, the conductor of the orchestra must turn his back to the crowd. Discouraging though a situation may be, it's only made worse if you respond with despair and an attitude that things will never change. We increase that which we give attention to. The late Reverend Peggy Bassett often said, I am totally free to think independently of any condition in my life. Wow, that's powerful. That is powerful, not dwelling on what somebody else, is defining as a condition in your life. I am totally free to think independently of any condition in my life. So here's something for you to try. Whenever you get an unexpected bill, here's what I want you to say out loud. Phew! And then I got this from you. I am so grateful I'm rich. Phew! I am so grateful I'm rich.
Whew.
I know I can
I'm
pay
so
it, but I don't
grateful.
want
I
to.
am rich.
Yes. Rich and rich, yes.
Rich and rich.
Or, wow, I'm so excited to see how God works this out. I want us to practice this right now in this moment. Take a situation I asked you to think about a moment ago. Remember, you are totally free to think independently of any condition. In this moment, right here and right now, get it in mind, something in your life right now, and say out loud, phew, I am so grateful I am rich. Let's do it. Phew, I am so grateful I am rich. Okay, let's try the other one on for size. Get another issue or maybe the same issue in mind and say aloud, wow, I am so excited to see how God works this out.
Wow.
I am so excited to see how God works this out. That just took out a whole level of stress off of me right there, because I've been kind of worrying about how things are going to go when we go to Southern California to start working things out. It's like, I don't have to figure that out. God's got it. It's good. It's good. Number 3, attitude about money in general. So I ask you to take stock of all your references about money. What do you say about money? Oh, it's only money. This is a subtle put down. It is just such flippant attitudes toward money that create the resistance, which blocks the flow of the substance current. You can't be spiritual and have a lot of abundance. That's another saying. You can't be spiritual. Money can't be spiritual, right? Or money is evil. Money doesn't grow on trees, and on and on and on. You know all of them. But here is the spiritual truth. Money is God in action. Money is God in action. Money itself is just what? Paper? Maybe some metal?
Yeah.
It's what you
And numbers
do.
on a piece of paper.
It's what you do with it that makes all the difference in the world. Feel good about making contact with the divine current. Handle the currency with the joyous feeling that you are in the flow. Here's your next statement about money in general. Ready? I serve God, money serves me. Let's say that together. I serve God, money serves me. Okay. Number 4, attitude when you have a need. When you have a need that you're not sure how you're going to meet. Boy, that causes a lot of turmoil and stress sometimes. It's like, I don't know how this is going to get done. I don't know how this is ever going to get, figured out. First, be grateful for what you have now in connection with that need. What do you have right now in connection with that need? The great example we have is found in Matthew 14:19. And I did recently, if you were here, an entire talk on it because it's that profound. It reads, and he ordered the people to sit down on the ground, and he took the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fish, and he looked up to the heaven and blessed them. The Greek word used was translated into blessed in the traditional passage, and it can also, in addition to meaning blessed, it can also mean to praise, to speak well of, or to give thanks for. And of course, we know what happened then. A very, very small amount of physical food fed a very, very large and very hungry crowd of people with food left over. So Jesus was grateful for the abundance that he had. He was grateful for the abundance that he had, knowing that the act of giving thanks increased and multiplied the abundance. So whenever we are looking at life and not feeling as abundant as we would like to, this is what to say. Thank you, God, for all my good. I am richly blessed. Let's say that. Thank you, God, for all my good. I am richly blessed. And important note here about this entire topic of creating greater abundance in our lives. It is not the demonstration that counts, but demonstration does bolster our belief and our faith. It is what we become in the process. It's what we become in the process. It is true that we can activate the law through our thoughts and words to demonstrate the things that we desire, but how much greater it is to use our thoughts and words to demonstrate the spirit of truth. To use the truth not just to get, but to arrive at the place of awareness of the presence of God in, as, and through all things. As we often say when we're working with treatment, it's not necessarily about getting, it's about being. Because when you reach that point where you are in spirit, where you are being, everything you need just comes to you. And you don't even have to individually treat for that thing. It just, you are it. And it automatically is attracted to you. So in conclusion, Charles Fillmore writes in his book Prosperity, poverty or prosperity, it all depends on you. All that the Father has is yours, but you alone are responsible for the relationship of the Father's good to your life. Through conscious recognition of your oneness with the Father and His abundance, you draw the living substance into visible supply. Do not hesitate to think that prosperity is for you. Do not feel unworthy. Banish all thoughts of being a martyr to poverty. Overcome any leaning in that direction and every belief that you were meant to be poor. No one is ever hopeless unless he is resigned to his imagined fate. Think prosperity, talk prosperity, not in general but in specific terms, not as something for the other fellow, but as your very own right. So today we've discovered several new ways to think and talk about abundance as our very own right. When hearing of someone else's good fortune, think and say, I'm so happy for you and grateful for the way that God works. When faced with an unexpected expense, think and say, phew, I am so grateful I'm rich, or wow, I'm so excited to see how God works this out. When you notice any negative attitude about money, think and say, I serve God, money serves me. When you have a need you're not sure how you're going to meet, think and say, thank you, God, for all my good. I am richly blessed. Some time ago, I ran across a poem, or perhaps lyrics to a country tune, written by that prolific author, Anonymous. I knew it would work beautifully as our conclusion this morning, except for one problem. It had the basic life is hard message, so that many country western songs do. So with a little change here and there, that's what we have. It's a way to live in gratitude for all of your abundance, and it's entitled, My Cup Has Overflowed. My life is full of fortune, I'm blessed with friends and such. I've always been a magnet, I'm never out of touch. As I walk my path, I'm reaping better than I sowed. I'm drinking from my saucer, 'cause my cup has overflowed. My ride's not always easy, and sometimes the going's tough, but my focus on state in spirit makes me rich enough. I thank God for the blessings and the mercies that's bestowed. I'm drinking from my saucer 'cause my cup is overflowed. At times when things go wrong, my faith can wear quite thin, but all at once the dark clouds break and the sun peeps through again. So Lord, I celebrate each of the tough rows that I've hoed. Now I'm drinking from my saucer 'cause my cup is overflowed. For spirit gives me strength. When the way grows steep and rough, I count each of my blessings. I know I'm blessed enough. I'll never be too busy to help others bear their load, for I'll keep drinking from my saucer 'cause my cup has overflowed. And for this overflowing cup of God's infinite abundance, we can say together, thank you, God, thank you. And so it is.